Hi guys, Irit here with a new process video for the Cut Shop, and there's my finished layout. I used two cut files. This cute houses one is called Home for Christmas, and I just used the word home from the Good Tidings cut file, and I'll show you how I created this layout. So I actually only cut half of this die cut, and it was very easy. I just cut the design into half on my software, and then I just had to cut a few little bits and pieces at the bottom of it, so it was really simple. And I wanted to try something new. I knew I wanted to use some watercolors on this, but I wanted some interesting texture. So you can see I completely covered the die cut with modeling paste, texture paste, and it just gives it such a lovely texture. Modeling paste is very absorbent. It's a lot more absorbent than gesso or gel medium. So it takes the watercolor in a really unique way. And I'm using this piece of cardstock just not to get everything super dirty, but if you can see, it creates a really cool background. So you could totally use this background also for a layout or a card or something like that. And I also wanted this another element on my layout. And this is how I usually cut things when I cut anything. I just fill the whole 12 by 12. It just makes more sense for me. So I just cut a bunch of things that I know I'll use, like feathers and that floral. So I'm sorry I didn't get the whole process of watercoloring this, and this was done in the evening, so sorry about the bad lighting, but I'm just using my Sennelier watercolors that I'm completely in love with, and just adding some colors, mostly kind of yellow, peaches, and a touch of pink. I am using what is kind of around me, so those happen to be the October hip kits, and they kind of had a lot of these colors in them. So I just tried to coordinate the watercolor with some products I thought I might use. I don't use a lot of stuff on this layout, but it's nice to have some sort of color palette to just work with. So I cut this frame, and I welded the word home from the second die cut that I showed at the beginning to it, and I don't end up using the frame. It just didn't work. But at the beginning I was just going to use it as white cardstock, and then I just didn't like the different textures, so I also added the texture paste to this piece. And again, I'm using the colors from the October kits. It has October hip kits. It has Jen Hadfield DIY collection in it, and some of the pink paisley Cedar Lane. So it's kind of autumnal colors. And I'm just adding color. It's so much fun to play with watercolors, and they do look really beautiful on the texture paste. And also between the cardstock, the heavy cardstock, and the texture paste, it can really handle the water, so it doesn't warp or buckle or anything. It's really fun, and I think it looks beautiful. I think you can get a better look at the close-up shots at the end, so you can see better what I'm talking about. And I'm using lots of splatters. I really like how that looks, and just trying to mix the colors. I did add some purple here. The Cedar Lane collection, you can see there, I took that floral piece as my guide for the color palette. It has a little bit of this purplish color, I use a lot of it on the frame, but I don't end up using the frame, so there's only a touch of it on the word home. And that's it. I like to work in layers with watercolor, so let it dry and then add a bit more. And now I'm going to finish this layout. So what I did here was I used some cardstock pieces from the October hip kits, and my 12 by 12 background is craft. And then I also cut a piece, I think it's about 7 inches or 6.5 inches of this kind of lovely peachy shade, which had some leftover modeling paste from a different layout. I was just cleaning my stencil on it, but it gave it a really great texture. You can see it a little bit behind the houses. And I adhered the houses to it. I used some foam adhesive, not really foam adhesive, I just used some foam I got at the craft store and just added glue on both sides because I needed a lot, and I can't really get cheap foam adhesive here. So I'm just playing with the other elements. My title, You Saw Me Make It, I cut it off the frame at the end, and now I'm just adding a few more embellishments. That floral piece, I cut it into 2 parts and use it on both sides of my photo. And I added below home. I added home is where the heart is, and it's just some cute photos of my daughter. We were like assembling some pieces of furniture, and she was kind of in her own little movie, getting dressed and singing songs and doing all kinds of things. And yeah, you know, I just really like to see her so comfortable at home. And yeah, this was like our room, and I don't know, it was just a pleasure to see her. She kept herself busy, constantly singing and talking, but yeah, she was really adorable. So my page is kind of finished. I'm just using a Sharpie, I think this is called like poster pen, I don't know, it has white paint in it, and I'm just adding a bit more white. The frame of the photo is white, and the little letter stickers that I used are also white, and the rest is kind of, you know, with more of creamy colors. So I just wanted to add a bit more white, and I also added some splatters. So that's my finished page. You can look at the close-ups and see this gorgeous, gorgeous texture. So it's a really completely new way to use your die cuts. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.